What's up, everybody? You are watching On the Town, and I'm your host, Tanya. Thank you for coming back with us again another week. We appreciate you. And here with me is my co-host, Richard Adamson II, in the building. What's
Hey,
up? And
hey, what's going on?
yeah, so I'm going to introduce today's guest. I usually say tonight, but today's guest, today and tonight's guest, he has performed all over the world. He has been on every TV show, radio station, and now him and his family will be on the Discovery Channel this fall. Please welcome Gerald Kelly. Hey,
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good
good
night.
morning. I know it's early. We got you real early, right?
That's cool. I'm up.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging with us. We appreciate you so much. So first, I want to say, where'd you get your eyes from, mom and dad?
Neither.
Neither.
Nah,
What? Let me
my
find out. Go ahead.
the dude that was cheating on my mom, he got these eyes.
Uh-huh.
I knew you were gonna say something crazy. Oh my gosh. Hey,
Nah,
you
man.
got to address the elephant in the room. So I'm like, those eyes are unusual. Very unusual.
Yeah.
My grandmother had eyes like that. It was funny. Yeah. Oh, that's all right, guys. It's up.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry. It's all right. It happens. Everybody knows I'm the town with Tanya. Anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
So good. So of all the professions in the world, why did you choose to end up in comedy?
Well, since I was young, I always was. I was just the funniest guy in the neighborhood. I was a funny cat in the neighborhood. I had to tell jokes because of my attire. We were very poor, and I got teased a lot. It's funny because the guys that used to tease me,
Mhm.
the kids that teased me when I was a kid, those are the guys that have to pay money to come see my shows now, see me perform.
Why? Because everybody knows the golden rule. Everybody wants to be around somebody that's famous.
But, what goes around comes around, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I just was always a funny guy, but I wanted to be. I'm gonna tell you honestly, Michael Jackson is the reason why I wanted to be an entertainer.
Yes, all of us.
Mhm.
Michael Jackson. I was like, I can't dance like that, can't sing like that, but I could do something.
Right. I'm doing some jokes.
Tell some
I got,
jokes.
yeah. Now, Michael MJ, I think, inspired a lot of us entertainers. I
Yes,
think,
yes.
because, I mean, when we saw him, we were like, oh, a brown brother? Wait a minute. In his nose when we first started. Later it became something else. But when he first was true, authentic Michael Jackson, like, oh,
Yeah,
his nose is like mine. Let's go. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Michael was the GOAT, man. Was the greatest ever. The
he
GOAT.
was. He was. I actually miss him, actually, when you say
I
that.
miss Michael. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. Did you ever get
Big
to meet
fan.
him? Did you ever get to meet
I talked to him over the phone. Chris Tucker introduced me over the phone to him a hundred years ago. But I met Janet Jackson twice.
Yeah, I only met him once, but it was so brief because my job was making sure that they get whatever they needed. And do what, when I worked briefly for Stephen Rubell, I used to work at one of the clubs when he first opened up Palladium, right after
Yeah.
where after he got out of jail. Long story short,
Mhm.
so that's my 5 second of whatever. So he's a beautiful
Mike,
guy.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, baby,
Yeah,
the GOAT.
being a comedian is like hard being on the road, and I know you got family. So, what is the hardest part about being on the road, or do you actually like it? And there's nothing hard about it at all.
The best part of being the second best part of being a comedian is being on the road,
Mm,
in my
okay.
opinion. The
Ooh.
first best is about being on stage.
Why you like seeing different cities like me?
I love travel. I travel the world. And then now remember, my family are comedians. All my sons do stand up. So we always travel together.
Yes.
We travel the world together. So,
Wow.
every
See, you get to
city.
family. Oh, you got it good, dude, over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a blessing. My 8-year-old son homeschools. So he's been doing stand up since he was 4, 3 or
What?
4. We started
Oh
taking
my
him
gosh, you can have a
little.
super comic.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's
Wow.
amazing. My 16-year-old son started at 5. He's incredible. And
Wow.
me and him was hanging out last night. I took him around to see some of the veterans in the game, and I wanted him to watch and absorb, and instead of just watching dad. My 30-year-old son started comedy at 10 years old. Isaiah Kelly.
Isaiah.
Yeah,
Right.
Isaiah started at 10.
That's
Isaiah
right.
is an absolute animal on stage right now across the
Ooh.
world. He opens up for Lavelle Crawford. He closes some of the shows with the New York with the Father and Sons comedy tour. That's our tour.
Mm.
The Father and the Sons
Yeah.
comedy tour right here. Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Wow.
My
Wait,
baby.
well, where's Mama in all this? She got to have a spot.
Well, nah, well,
Don't be discriminating against us Wabises.
no. What happens is a lot of this stuff is not even possible. Number one, without God, but number two, without my wife for years. When we were together, she handled a lot of the business and she groomed a lot of the stuff with the young son, with me and my little son Hunter.
Mhm.
And Joshua and Isaiah has different mothers,
Okay.
and their mothers have been influential in their success too. You know what I'm saying? So, but Hunter's mom and I, we started a company together, Hunter Kelly Entertainment. She's
Okay.
a hands-on beast in what we do. So and
Wow.
then you can't do none of this stuff without a strong sister. You can't do none of this stuff without strong Black women. None of this. None of
Thank,
this.
That's right. That's right.
thank you for
Yeah.
giving us our due. Now, that's awesome. So it is really a family
It's
affair.
deserved. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. When
My
did you?
daughter. My
Uh,
daughter does the merchandising. Shayna Jones, shout out to Shayna.
oh,
She
Beautiful.
does the merchandising. Um, my other daughter Yasmin, she takes care of the health stuff, like make sure we getting our doctor visits and we eating right and things
right.
like that. So it's a family affair.
Yeah. Hey, that's my
Yeah.
song.
Yep.
Rich, what do you want to ask, Rich?
Well, first I wanted to say this. It's a question, but it's also a statement. I've been following Gerald Kelly's career, right? And I happen to know that he's the first comedian that I've ever seen do a family tour with his sons, with his children, period. And I want to know and that's making history.
Yeah.
He's made history as a Black man. So I want to know from Gerald, right? Why do you think that that's not promoted the way it should be? Because um, I don't really think you got your just dues for being the first man, especially a Black man,
Yeah,
demonstrating fatherhood publicly. Because we get negative attention in the media all the time.
yeah.
Yes.
But here's a man that demonstrated fatherhood publicly,
Hmm.
right? And I want to know from you, Brother Gerald, why do you think that that's not supported more? Because it should be.
Hmm.
Well, a few reasons. Number one, our culture is contagious.
Mm.
Our culture is contagious, and the great late incredible, great. I had the honor to meet me and meet my children. Nipsey Hussle.
Oh,
Nipsey said it to us. Nipsey said it in his music, and Nip was like, hey, man, hey, I'm gonna connect y'all. I'm gonna help you eat.
yeah. Mm.
I'm gonna help you
Right.
eat. He told me straight up, I'm gonna help you eat. I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Mm.
But see, our culture is so contagious, man. There's people in position.
Mm.
There are people in position in our culture to help elevate and escalate and take things that you're doing positive
Mhm.
Right.
to a whole nother level, but they won't help.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Just
And
won't
see,
help.
I agree.
And the second thing is, it's crazy, and I gotta say, I have to say this, man. If this was a white dad and his three white sons doing comedy,
Hmm.
we'll be everywhere. We'll be on national news, national stations.
Right.
We'll be plastered everywhere. It'll be the most amazing thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
but I look at it like this: those that know,
Yeah.
and as long as God knows, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying.
Yeah.
And right now we're getting our just due. I've been doing this for a long. Isaiah's 30, man. So I've been doing father and son since he
Forever.
was
Yeah.
since he was 10 years old.
I
Well,
remember when it's, yeah, I remember seeing it. And, and that's why I wanted to ask you that, because I was just, we was asking me and Tanya, we was just talking to talent the other day. And I was asking a similar question because he brought 914 together in a way by throwing his events. And I was saying, a lot of Black comedians like Gerald Kelly, talent, are doing positive things that people don't talk about enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If we was doing something negative, or you guys was doing something negative, or
of
there was
course.
any negativity on this show, that would be aired around the
I bet.
world.
Yep.
But here you have a brother like yourself demonstrating fatherhood, and it's like, that. So I had been dying to ask you that question for a long time.
Hey, and not just that. The philanthropy work that me and my sons do is impeccable.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, we sell our merchandise all over the country, and we use all the money to put homeless people in hotels across the country. We've been doing
Wow.
that. We've been doing
Yes,
that
I'm
for
aware of that. Yeah.
yeah, we've been doing that for a couple of years now. And my goal is to do a stand-up special for a major network, like a 500 to 1,000 seater, stand-up comedy special, and everyone in the audience is homeless. We want to get them off the streets, get them cleaned up, take them to the mall, shop with them, haircuts, get them cleaned up, showered, shaved. And I want to get some sponsors behind that. And if I don't get sponsors behind, I'm still going to step out on faith and get it done myself.
Yeah.
And I want all of them to be entertained, and I want more attention to be focused on people living in the streets, because how the hell, this is one of the richest countries, if not the richest country in the world, and we have people living on the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this for about 3.5 years now, putting homeless people in hotels. Right. And the self-gratification that we get watching people, me and my young sons do it. You know, Isaiah doesn't really do it with us that much. He does once in a while, but me and the babies, I taught the little babies that the importance of giving. And that little 8-year-old of mine, he will spot a homeless person from an airplane. Wow. And he's on it. Dad, we got to go help. So we just put a guy in a hotel in Tampa, Florida, and then we put 6 people in a hotel in Syracuse, New York, and Chicago. And then I never broadcasted live,
right?
But I started doing it on social media. Thank God I did, because one guy who me and my young sons we took the Champs department store, got him cleaned up, took him to the barbershop, got him cut up, took him out to eat. We went to the Olive Garden, sat down, laughed. These people are just like us. We're the same. We're all the same. Yes. So I put it on live, and someone hit me in my DM. A white guy said, "Hey, Gerald, I love what you did with that guy. I went to school with him. I wonder what happened to him. He's a sweetheart. I own a business in Detroit, Michigan. I want to hire him tomorrow. Can you call me?" I called him, and he booked the ticket for him to leave Tampa to go to Detroit, Michigan. Hooked him up with a position on his job, got him an apartment, free rent, and got him, took care of him. The guy called me 2 days ago, right? And he said, "Gerald, it's Evan." I said, "What's up, buddy?" He said, "Hey, man, I want to thank you. I thank God first, and thank you." He said, "Man, what's your routing number?"
Wow.
I said, "Nah, man, you ain't got to send nothing back to me. What is your routing number?" I said, "Nah, man." I said, "How you say it one more time? I'm going to give it to you."
Right.
He said, "What's your routing number?" 02345.
Wow, really?
So, too much is given, much is required, man. And we still haven't gotten where we need to be, and we're working on getting that. It's legacies, man. Legacies.
That's it. Building legacies. Yes. Yeah. The fact that you're teaching your kids that so young that's like a paying it forward moment that's going to really show the legacy. Because even when you're gone, they're going to be teaching their kids, and that is how we solve the problem. I've been homeless before, so I know how that feels.
Oh, amen.
I have people like you, or people, I was a foster kid, long story short, but I had people around, angels, to help me. But I never forgot, like, when I have money, I always go and help homeless people. I taught my kids to feed homeless people for Christmas. Instead of getting presents, you can't get a present in my house unless you done did something for somebody. That's how we used to.
Yeah.
So
I like that a lot. Yeah.
You and I are on the same page. I mean, that's how it's going to change. Teaching our children, But for a comic, you already do a great service by making people laugh, because that laughter for me got me out of anything or everything that I've ever been in that was traumatizing or whatever it was. Laughter always brings it down 5,000 notches when you.
Laughter's medicine, man. I mean, to laugh, man, it opens up a different part of the hormones in the body, man. It's so important it's imperative to laugh, and and a lot of times comedians, man, we cry inside. We go through some stuff, man.
Yes.
And people have no idea what we be going through, man.
Nope, none.
And we still got to get on that stage and make everybody laugh.
Yes.
And get judged. Yeah. You get judged by it. So keep praying for the comedians, man. So
yes, because we're a little sadistic in a way that we keep going back, even if we first start, even if you don't get a laugh, we still go back. So that tells you a lot.
Yes, exactly.
We're like, you didn't laugh this time? Okay, next time I'm gonna get it.
Exactly. It takes heart. Yeah.
That's actually the fun part to me, is like if I did get a silent crowd or whatever kind of crowd, it's actually fun to go back now and see if I can actually make them hysterical. So it's a good challenge.
And things took off to another level when me and my youngest son, he was 7 last year. We did NBC America's Got Talent.
Wow.
And when that thing aired, it put us in a whole another atmosphere, another stratosphere, with viewership.
Right.
And then the masses across the world saw us. And then it became, whoa, never seen nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of why we still striking while that iron is still hot.
Yeah.
And after that, we did a TV show in Ghana. Me and my sons went to Ghana, and we was in Ghana for a few months doing a television show for Discovery, and it was about we was one of the families that moved from America to Africa to see how we like Africa, if we want to move to Africa. And now we're working with Heartbeat, with Kevin Hart, Joey Wells, and Kevin Hart's team over there about developing another show, a reality show about me and my sons, our journey, the father and sons. And when you got Kevin in your corner,
you good.
That's a hell of a machine to have in your corner. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
So that little.
But you're a legend
one,
too, Gerald. You got to remember.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Everybody calls me that. I go ahead, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it big time.
That is amazing. That when are we going to see that in the fall? It said.
I believe the fall. It comes out in the fall. Discovery is still doing their pieces on it, and that's gonna be nice. One of the beauties of that particular piece is, the wife. I made sure she was involved in that. Even though me and her were separated. You know what I'm saying? Still married but separated, and then not together anymore. And she was going through some stuff, man. Her pops had died, and her pops was her rock, and he died, prematurely. And that messed her up for a while, and she's still going through that now. I'm still praying for her, and he wasn't just her pops, man. He was all our pops, you know what I'm saying? That was the only father figure I ever really had. And so, it was a tough time. And then the producers of the show was like, we know she's going through this, and we know you guys are separated, so we're just going to use you and your sons. I was like, nope.
Good for you. Wow.
We're gonna bring that queen with us. We're gonna show the world this is how you co-parent. You're gonna show the world this is how you get along after, even if you're not together with a title. Are you kidding me?
Right. Even if you don't see eye to eye, you still work together.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna bring me to tears up in here because that is so important. Co-parenting.
It is. It's very important. It's very important. And that little baby is a superstar. That little one of mine is a superstar, and it's based on the fact that God touched him, gave him an incredible talent. His dad, I poured my talent into him, but his mother nourished him right. But he sees nothing but great times between me and his mother, and that's how it's gonna be.
That's the way
that's how it is. I was on the phone with Joshua's mom last night, my ex-wife. I was married to her 17 years ago. We was on the phone last night. Joshua was with me, and me and her was talking on the phone, coming from a comedy show. I took Joshua to go see Talent, Capone, Rob Singleton, and Mark Riera, the New York Kings in New York.
Wow.
And I said, you're going to go watch some greatness tonight, baby. He said, Dad, I watch you every night. You're great. I said, yeah, but I said, yeah, I appreciate you, son, but I want you to watch. He said, who's going to be there? I said, Talent. He was like, I said Capone. He was like, I said, Rob Stapleton. He was like, yeah. So he was there like a student last night. He was eating his wings like this. He was tapping. He was like, Dad, you see how Talent his segues go into each other to the next joke? But they just got a comedy lesson last week. Kevin Hart VIP'd us, me and my young sons, the babies.
What?
At Heartbeat at the Barclays with Kevin Hart, Chris Rock.
Oh man, we were trying to get to that show. Darn, good for you.
Yeah, they VIP'd us. I had the babies on the floor seats. They was watching. And then Tony Rock, Tony Rock is now Hunter's, my little son, the baby, he's now Hunter's favorite comedian. Tony, he loves Tony. He loves him some Tony Rock, man. And Tony came on stage. He didn't even know Tony Rock was going to be on the show.
What?
And because he watched the little ones study all the comedians, so he studies Tony Rock a lot. He loves Tony Rock. So then Tony hits the stage, and the little one starts screaming. He starts screaming like I thought something happened to him. He's like, Dad, it's Tony Rock. It's Tony Rock. I said, oh, calm down, bro. Everybody look at him like, okay. And Tony crushed it. Wow. And Tony crushed it. And then Joey Wells was hosting. He crushed it, and then
Wow.
Spank Horton crushed it, and but Tony Rock blew that place apart, man.
No, he did. He is hilarious.
And then Chris Rock came on, did his hour. It was amazing.
Wow.
And I'm glad my sons got to watch the artists as Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? Paint it. And then Kevin Hart absolutely annihilated the place at the end, and
sure he did.
It was a blessing. So after the show, you look up in this green room, this VIP green room, all these professionals and these adults and all this music, and there's one little guy walking around, little Hunter, my baby, walking around. He said, "Dad, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go over here with Tony Rock." All he cared about was seeing Tony Rock. He took a picture with Tony Rock, and then my baby's favorite basketball player is Jason Tatum from the Celtics.
What?
And he looked to his right and saw Jason Tatum. Over. So then he went backstage, but back there with Chris Rock and Kev, and I told him, I said, "Yo, Gary, man, go back there, have fun. Dad gonna chill right here, man. I want y'all to shine. Y'all shine." And Tony Rock took him back there, and it was a blessing, man, to be able to be that young. And I mean, this kid, the little son, has been with Mike Epps. He just hung out with Mike Epps, Ghostface Killer.
Ghostface.
Chic. He was with Chic Luke from the Locks. Wow. Ice-T.
Wow.
We was a few about 6 months ago. 6 months ago, we was at Madison Square Garden at a Knick game, and Tracy Morgan walked up to him and said, "Yo, little fella, I heard you funny." He was like, yes. He was like, "Yes, sir, I'm funny." "You sure you funny?" He's like, "I'm funny." He said, "Bet. I want you to open up for me this week at Caroline's on Broadway. Tell your dad to call me."
No way.
Just like that.
Wait, see, there are people who have our best interests at heart, and
of course,
that look out. So that's the beauty, man. That
in today's age, you really don't need that anymore.
Right.
Social media will do it for you.
Yes.
Social media, and like I said, we got a couple TV deals, and God is good. It's a long time. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long.
That's my song, Sam Cooke.
Yeah, come on, man.
Sam Cooke.
It's been too many
Let's go to the gospel version.
Gospel version. Change gonna come. Yes, it will. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
But I'm afraid to die.
Go ahead, Tanya.
Come on, sing it, T. Sing it. Let me take that offering. Let me take the offering glass around. Take the offering. Put some offering around.
Yo, Gerald, let me tell you something. Gerald, let me tell you something. Tanya is funny. She be having me crying.
I can tell she got that comedic personality.
She is a comedian.
Did you stand up?
I just started like 7 years.
Yes, I got to see. You got to come out. Come on, girl. Where you perform at?
Gerald,
I've been on a pandemic mode.
Yeah, let the comedians know that Tanya's willing to have them on the show to promote their events and whatever they're doing, and we want you to promote your events too.
I love it, sis. Yeah. I'm for my sisters, man, big time. I got a different type of love when it comes to the black sisters, my queens, man. I call y'all queens. Y'all are the backbones of this movement, this culture, this earth, and I respect y'all, man. So
thank you.
Definitely, yeah, we appreciate you, Tanya.
Give me that Queen's crown up in England when I'm going over there. But let's see if we can cop that crown. Then
let's do it. I just got shout out to Major Hype, man. Major Hype, the comedian, the legend. Yeah. Major Hype is putting together a tour. It's solid, and he called me up months ago. We sat down and had lunch, dinner rather, and he told about this tour he's putting together. And he wanted me on it, and it hit yesterday with all the dates and everything. And I'm like, all I ever wanted was a shot. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, you look up and you go all these tours going all over the world, and and I'm not involved. And people should be like, "Man, why nobody?" And I don't know, man. It's not my time. And now I developed my own tour with me and my sons, and
that's what I'm saying. You're producing now and like making it happen. How did you get into producing part? Like, did something mesh and you were like, wait a minute, I can make my own table?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I started watching. I learned from watching some of my peers in the business. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like Capone, the comedian Capone. Okay. Hell of a businessman.
Yeah,
hell of a businessman. Capone never needed you to book him for a damn thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that one day. Well, I don't need nobody to book me. No one. See, and right now, I don't need anyone to book Gerald Kelly. I created my own lane, my own business. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z said it. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man.
Right.
And come on.
Right.
You know, so I just opened up last Saturday my first time opening up my own comedy club
What? Oh, where?
in
Where at?
in Brooklyn, Utica Avenue.
Yep.
Last Saturday was a grand
Okay.
opening.
Okay. What's the
Yeah.
name? What's the name?
We calling it the Brooklyn Comedy Experience from now. It started off as a Brooklyn Comedy Dome, DOME.
Right.
We're working with different names. Last week was a sellout, grand opening sellout. You know, we got some wrinkles. Got
Okay.
some wrinkles that we got to fix, of course, you know. We're working on that. I have 2 other partners, and it's just a blessing. I mean, you know,
Brilliant.
ownership is
Yes.
very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just got we copyright written the name the Father and Sons Comedy Tour. Took care of that yesterday with my daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no one else can look up one day and you look up and go, whoa, Father and Sons Comedy Tour, that's our stuff.
Right.
Oh,
Good for you.
we did the business on that.
Yep. Gerald
You know,
Kelly's the first.
Yes, the
You're
first
famous
ever.
out here in these streets.
We are the first ever in the history, in a humble way, the
Thank you.
history of stand-up comedy.
Ooh,
Father and Sons Comedy Tour. There's never been a dad and his sons. 4 generations of comedy. Everybody gets busy. Everybody works hard. Everybody loves God. Everybody respects people. My kids are amazing, man. Hard work and a lot of prayer, a lot of determination. And
Now, where did you get that from first? I mean, we'll be quick because I know we got to wrap it up. But where did you get that from? Because somebody,
well, you know,
The idea.
the idea of the Father and Sons.
No, I'm saying, yeah, no, of all these different values that you placed into your kids. Your mom, was it mom?
No, you know what? To be honest with you, I didn't have that kind of parenting growing up. You know what I'm saying? My mother was a hard parent, and you know, my mom's mother passed away when she was 11. So mom didn't know how to love in my opinion, the right way. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But she did the best she could with what she had.
Right.
I watched her as she got older. I learned a lot as my mother got older. I watched her this and the third. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't get on your show and lie.
Right.
Watching Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, the legendary Isaiah Thomas, the basketball player.
Yes.
Watching him raise his children and love his wife and love his family and articulate words, and then watching Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you know, those were my idols in sports, but I just didn't idolize them because of their activities on the court, on the field.
Right.
I watched them off the field, how they handle business, you know, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna be a dad like that. And my father was never in my life. My dad left me. He held me for 26 seconds at birth, my mother said.
Wow.
And he was gone for the rest of my life. He disappeared. So I never had a dad in my life. So I was able to be way better than he was. And all I had to do is show up to be better than he was.
Right.
You know, so I take pride in being a father. I take pride in being a father, a hard worker, a role model, you know, a philanthropist, a talented dude.
Right.
I'm just
Right.
I just want to it's legacy. It's about legacy.
That's all it's about. And I tell everybody that if you don't leave no legacy for your kids, what is their point? Unless you did something spectacular, people remember you. Like you say the name Mother Teresa, most people will probably say, Calcutta. She gave up all her wealth allegedly to help other people. So you're gonna remember that name, even though she didn't have kids.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's leaving a legacy of yourself. But your kids, if you have kids, there's no reason why when you're gone, all that you have taught them carries out, and it's like throwing a pebble in the water and it just ripples. You know what I'm saying? Kindness. You know.
My goal is always my kids will never have to work for anyone. Isaiah's 30. And he's done stand-up comedy since he was 10.
Wow.
He's been self-employed since he was 10.
Wow.
He doesn't have to work for anyone. He's never heard, imagine that, he's never heard you're hired, you're fired.
Right.
He's never filled out a job application.
Wow.
Never. And Joshua's 16, and someone threw the idea a year ago about summer youth jobs and other jobs.
Right. It's like
jobs. And why would you? You tell jokes for a living.
Right.
And as
I'm sorry, Joe. That's why I asked you that question earlier about why isn't it talked about more what you do, because a lot of comedians, even Tanya, Tanya gives back.
Yes.
She's giving back to me. I have to be honest on the show, and a lot of my experience, Tanya helped me with. But then also, you mentioned Capone. Capone had a deal or some kind of show that he used to do up in New Rochelle with a promoter friend of mine named Roberto and Swin. And Capone gave me my first shot at stand-up comedy. He did. The promoters asked him, "Yo, this is my man. Can he get on stage?" And Capone said, "Yeah, no doubt." I almost bombed, but he saved me.
It's about giving others, I mean, opportunity. Comedians, I meet young comedians all over the world, and I be like, "Hey, call me, I got you."
Mhm.
What? Call me, I got you. What?
Mhm.
Call me, I got you.
Mhm.
I just saw this little young kid on the internet, man. His mom hit me in the DM and she said, "You need to see my son's videos, Gerald. I went to high school with you." I looked at one video and called her and invited him out to my big show last week. I looked at this kid all night long. I said, "You are a star."
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He said, "What?" I said, "You a star, dude.
Wow.
This
Wow,
kid
that's
is
something. That's
19 years
beautiful.
old. Are you kidding me, man? Let me tell you something, man. I'm going to find the first homeless superstar, get him off the street, and as a comedian, that's going to be my show's going to be predicated to get. When I do my show with the homeless people,
Mhm.
we're going to find America's funniest homeless person, get
Okay.
him off the streets. I
Oh,
mean, it's
that'd
just
be
God
amazing.
is so good, man.
You have such great ideas. Like I wish other people, like there's so many people that got mad connections. I'm like, why didn't they think of these things? Like we could have been stopped homelessness, made
Easily,
apartments. We could
easily,
have been did this if
easily.
everybody was
Yes,
thinking like you or
Yeah.
LeBron James. Or,
yes, yes.
so thank you. I really, this has been a pleasure interviewing you.
Same here.
And not only because you're funny as heck, but because the giving back for me, that's everything for me. I don't care
Amen.
what anybody does. If you don't know how to give back, what does it mean?
Means
Right?
Right.
nothing.
Means nothing. So
Yeah.
thank
Means
you.
nothing.
I appreciate you so much, Gene Kelly, Gerald Kelly. You look at me. I was thinking the dancer.
I love it. I'll take it.
Hello. I don't know where that slip came up. I'm looking at a Coca-Cola antique plate or something. I don't know. And my brain went back. I don't know. But I appreciate you so much because but the giving piece for me is everything. And one day I will see your show. And I will check you out in person. And your sons, bless them, man. Bless them. You're
Appreciate you.
a blessing.
Appreciate you.
You're
We
a blessing. If
appreciate
I
you.
can do
Thank you.
anything to promote, help any way, you let me know. You let us know. Rich and I, we love supporting. You know what I'm saying? So
I
Yes,
appreciate you so much.
this is a platform that will support Black comedians. Just let them
I
know.
yes,
appreciate you.
yes,
Appreciate you guys so much. I
yes.
appreciate y'all so much. When you guys get off the air, Tanya, call me,
I
and
will
then Rich, call me real quick. I want to ask you another question. This is
definitely.
very important.
Okay,
Okay.
definitely,
All right.
definitely. And our audience, we want to thank you so much for
Yes.
wrapping it up. I've got a plane to catch. We want to thank you so much. So I won't be on the
What time your flight leaves?
uh like 12, but I have to be an hour early.
Oh,
Some
you gotta go.
some hour and a half early,
No,
something
you
like
gotta go now. You gotta leave now. Where we flying out of?
twelve
LaGuardia?
thirty or something. No, right here in Westchester. Thank God, local.
Oh, perfect. Okay, you can
Thank God.
walk there.
Yeah, that's the only why I'm like. But you know me, got to drop off a key, got to do this, got to do that. You know how we do. You know how
Always
sisters
working,
Yeah,
do.
Tanya's always
I was
working.
But
working.
thank
Yeah.
you guys. My audience, I see you out there, YouTube. I know you can't be seen up here, but I see you. And I appreciate you for watching. And we'll air this again tonight at 8. We want to thank you so much, Gerald Kelly, for coming through and blessing us with all this great wealth of information. And guys, look out for his show on the Discovery Channel in the fall. Please look out for it, okay? Remember the name, Gerald Kelly. Go see him, go see his sons, because it's all about positivity. We always want to support people that support people. Thank you,
Amen.
guys.
Thank you so much. Call
Thank
me,
you,
guys.
Rich.
All
I
right.
will.
God bless.